here we are in downtown Spokane in front of one of our greatest presidents.
Our assignment was to figure out how many people actually knew and understood the First Amendment.
Now, not too many knew precisely what it was, but we did get some great opinions.
The questions we asked turned up some pretty interesting results.
So what is the First Amendment?
Isn't that our right to express ourselves or something like that?
Yeah, freedom of free speech.
The First Amendment, is it the right to bear arms? No. The freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
Is that freedom of speech? Okay, yes, then I know that.
First Amendment? You should know this because I memorized them.
Like all of them?
Yeah, but now I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Well, you got me, I don't remember.
The First Amendment names 5 freedoms. Do you know what the 5 freedoms are?
Yeah, no.
Freedom of speech, freedom, I believe, to freedom of expression. I've never been asked that question before.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Where do you want to go?
The right to bear arms, I think, is in that first 10, right?
Yeah, those are
Free speech, that's the First Amendment, though. Gosh, I'm embarrassed. No, I don't remember what they all are.
Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, civil liberties.
Do you think you'd be able to recite the First Amendment the way that it's written?
Probably not.
The First Amendment names 5 freedoms? No, since I don't remember what the First Amendment is, then I don't remember the freedoms.
Do you think that the First Amendment should be interpreted differently in a time of war?
I think they should interpret free speech with regard to common sense.
Well, I think it has been. That's been proven time and time again. As long as it doesn't stay, once those amendments are taking place during war, as long as they're not stayed, or rather I should say, as long as they're not locked in after the war is over, then I can see where it could happen.
Okay.
It's that time is when we put when you put your money where your mouth is. I mean, that's when you're actually testing whether or not what you've held to be true, because it stand up under the scrutiny, under the finest scrutiny.
No. Yeah, no.
If you had something important to speak out about, where would you go and how would you put your First Amendment right into practice?
Maybe in the park or somewhere like that where there's going to be a lot of people to see it. Maybe close to a busy street like Monroe or something.
Boy, there's so many things that I think are unjust. I don't believe that under the present political system that really our vote counts for much. I don't think that we have near the freedoms that we did 20, 30 years ago. I believe the Constitution has been usurped in many ways. The Patriot Act, if you've ever read it from cover to cover, I believe has taken away our civil liberties. And I'm one of those crazy people that looks forward to a theocracy to replace all man-made governments.
I would use a microphone in a crowded place.
A letter to the editor or a letter to Congress, something like that.
How do you think that media consolidation affects your ability to exercise your First Amendment rights?
Well, I certainly believe in capitalism, and I believe that there needs to be competition in this world in order to create better goods at competitive prices for people. So, I mean, if you throw free speech in there, monopolies, like I said, it kind of goes back to just the freedom of speech and using common sense with it. So, I'm not in favor of bigger government.
Well, I think that takes away a lot of our choices. I think based on that question, we're limited now as to the various choices, the various personal decisions that we can make. So yes, I do believe it has had an effect on us.
When our news media became a for-profit organization, that really changed the whole way that the media was handled.
with the proliferation of the internet and, excuse me, I just ate lunch. I don't see it abridging anybody's freedoms at all, the consolidation. I think competition is healthy, and I think it will remain so. I think voices are so well heard now because of so many cable internet media outlets. Consolidation doesn't scare me.
Pretty hard to get just the facts in the news media without getting some kind of a slant on it.
How? Negatively.
Yeah, same.
So there you have it.
The thought that's left with us after this project is that few of us actually know what our rights are.
If we don't know our rights, how are we going to protect them from being taken away?
We haven't traveled much, but I think that if we did travel to other countries, then we'd really have an appreciation for the freedoms that we have here. I mean, how awesome is just this?
Knowledge is the power that we have to make changes, and our government is representative government, and so we really should know what the truth is and be able to say, just like now, there are many people who are against the war in Iraq, but they support the troops. Well, you should be able to say that you're against the war, but you support the troops, or not, and you should be able to say that.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
I love America!